The air in Ashwood, Virginia, carried a deceptive calm on the evening of April 12, 2014. Nestled in the rolling hills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, the small town was a patchwork of quaint homes and sprawling farmlands, where neighbors waved from porches and secrets were buried deep. But that night, a piercing scream shattered the stillness, echoing through the quiet streets of Willow Lane. A neighbor, clutching her phone, dialed 911, her voice trembling as she reported that something was terribly wrong at the Harper family's colonial-style home. When police arrived, they were met with a scene so grotesque it would haunt them for years. Blood streaked the hardwood floors, pooling beneath overturned furniture. The Harper family, Lila Harper, 38, and her two children, 14-year-old Ethan and 9-year-old Sophie, lay lifeless, their bodies arranged in a chilling tableau in the living room. The walls bore crimson smears, as if painted by a frenzied hand. A shattered vase, a toppled bookshelf, and a single bloodied footprint told a story of chaos and violence. The brutality suggested a personal vendetta, but the locked doors and absence of forced entry pointed to something even more unsettling. The killer was someone the Harpers knew. Lila Harper was the heart of Ashwood, a beloved high school art teacher, whose vibrant murals adorned the town's community center. Born in Richmond, she moved to Ashwood after a messy divorce from her high school sweetheart, Caleb Monroe, seeking a fresh start for herself and her children. Her warm smile and boundless creativity made her a local favorite, her classroom a sanctuary for students navigating the turbulence of adolescence. Ethan, her eldest, was a quiet, introspective boy with a knack for sketching, often seen sketching the rolling hills at dusk. Sophie, the younger, was a whirlwind of energy, her laughter filling the house as she danced to pop music or crafted origami animals. Lila's life wasn't without its shadows. After her divorce, she found solace in her work and her children, but whispers of a new romance had begun to circulate. She'd been seen with Nathan Wells, a charismatic mechanic who ran a garage on the edge of town. Their relationship was new, tentative, but it sparked jealousy in some corners of Ashwood, particularly in Caleb, who had never fully let go of his ex-wife. Caleb, now a long-haul trucker, had been spotted in town the week before the murders, his presence raising eyebrows among those who knew his volatile history with Lila. The crime scene offered few clues. The murder weapon, a heavy iron candelabra from the Harper's fireplace, was found discarded in the backyard, wiped clean of fingerprints. A single strand of dark hair, caught in Sophie's clenched fist, hinted at a struggle, but it didn't match any known suspects. The absence of robbery, Lila's jewelry and cash remained untouched, ruled out a random act. The locked doors suggested the killer had a key or was welcomed inside. As detectives combed the house, they found a cryptic note tucked beneath Ethan's sketchbook. "You can't hide what's already seen." The words, scrawled in red ink, sent a chill through the investigation. The town of Ashwood reeled. Parents kept their children indoors, and the local diner buzzed with theories. Was it a jealous lover, a vengeful ex, or something darker, tied to the rumors of a drug ring operating in the nearby city of Roanoke? The police, led by Detective Sarah Klein, a tenacious investigator with a reputation for cracking cold cases, dove into the Harpers' lives, unearthing secrets that painted a complex portrait of a family caught in a web of betrayal. Lila's relationship with Nathan Wells became a focal point. Nathan, 42, was a rugged man with a quick smile and a troubled past. He'd served time in his 20s for petty theft, but he'd since rebuilt his life, earning respect as a skilled mechanic. His garage was a hub for locals, but it also attracted rougher types, motorcyclists and drifters who passed through Ashwood. Nathan claimed he was at his garage the night of the murders, working late on a client's truck. His apprentice, a nervous 19-year-old named Jake, corroborated his story, but Jake's shifty demeanor raised Klein's suspicions. Caleb Monroe, Lila's ex-husband, was another suspect. His temper was legendary, and court records showed a history of domestic disputes during their marriage. Caleb insisted he was on a delivery run to Ohio when the murders occurred, and his trucking logs backed his alibi. Yet, his recent visit to Ashwood, coupled with a heated phone call to Lila days before her death, kept him in the crosshairs. "I just wanted to see my kids," he told Klein, his voice breaking. "I'd never hurt them." As the investigation deepened, a third figure emerged. Marissa Tate, Lila's best friend and a fellow teacher at Ashwood High. Marissa, 36, was a reserved woman with a sharp wit and a penchant for poetry. She and Lila had been inseparable, often seen sipping coffee at the town's bookstore or planning art projects for their students. But Marissa's grief seemed performative to some, her tears too quick to fall. A search of her apartment revealed a hidden journal, its pages filled with obsessive entries about Lila, admiration tinged with envy. One entry read, "She has everything I want. The kids, the charm, the life. It's not fair." The drug angle couldn't be ignored. Roanoke, just 30 miles away, was a known hub for opioid trafficking, and rumors swirled that Nathan's garage was a front for laundering money. A tip from an anonymous informant pointed to a dealer named Rico Salazar, a shadowy figure with ties to a Roanoke cartel. Rico had been seen in Ashwood weeks before the murders, allegedly meeting with Nathan. When questioned, Rico laughed off the accusations, claiming he was just passing through. His DNA, obtained from a discarded cigarette, didn't match the hair found at the scene. Weeks turned into months, and the case grew colder. The cryptic note haunted Klein, its words suggesting a personal grievance. She revisited the crime scene, standing in the Harpers' living room, now empty and silent. The bloodstains had been scrubbed away, but the weight of the tragedy lingered. Klein noticed a faint scratch on the fireplace mantel, barely visible. It led her to a hidden compartment, where she found a USB drive containing encrypted files. A tech specialist cracked the drive, revealing financial records that showed Lila had been siphoning money from a mysterious account linked to Nathan's garage. The discovery shifted the investigation. Had Lila stumbled onto something dangerous? Was she killed to silence her? Nathan's alibi began to crumble when Jake, under pressure, admitted he'd lied about Nathan's whereabouts. He left the garage around 7 p.m., Jake confessed, his hands trembling. He said he was going to see Lila. Cell phone data confirmed Nathan's presence near the Harper home at the time of the murders. Confronted with the evidence, Nathan's charm faded. He admitted to an affair with Lila but swore he loved her. "I was there that night," he said, his voice low. "But I didn't kill her. I left before anything happened." His story didn't hold up. The hair in Sophie's fist was retested, and advanced DNA analysis linked it to Nathan. Fibers from his work jacket were found on the candelabra. The final nail was a traffic camera capturing his truck near Willow Lane at 8:15 p.m. In June 2015, Nathan Wells was arrested. His trial gripped Ashwood, with testimony painting a chilling picture. Prosecutors argued Nathan killed Lila after she threatened to expose his money laundering scheme. Ethan and Sophie, home that night, were collateral damage. Nathan's defense claimed Marissa framed him, pointing to her journal as evidence of her obsession. The jury didn't buy it. After a week of deliberation, Nathan was convicted of 3 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to life without parole. The courtroom was silent as the verdict was read. Caleb wept, clutching a photo of his children. Marissa sat stone-faced, her journal now public knowledge. Ashwood tried to heal, but the scars remained. Klein, standing outside the courthouse, stared at the hills, wondering if the cryptic note held secrets still unsolved. The truth had surfaced, but the cost was immeasurable. Lila, Ethan, and Sophie were gone, their vibrant lives extinguished in a moment of greed and rage. Years later, a memorial mural painted by Lila's students adorned the community center. It depicted a crimson veil lifting over the Blue Ridge, mountains symbolizing hope amid tragedy. But for those who knew the Harpers, the veil would never fully lift.